Hello guys, and today I'm going to try and cook something from a book called the Essential Pasta Cookbook. Okay, and I'm going to cook this, which is farfalle with tuna, mushrooms and cream. Okay, and this book was published, first printed in 1997. First printed in 1997, so that gives an indication of how old the recipe might be. Okay, now the main ingredients for this are a can of tuna flakes, which is out of date by nearly 2 years, or but about probably a couple of months. To give an indication that it is today, today's the 5th of September. To give an indication it is today, we've had the sad news in the news, which people outside Britain won't know what I'm talking about, of the death of former singer Sarah Harding of cancer. People outside the UK won't have a clue who I'm talking about. People inside the UK will know her as a former member of Girls Aloud. And anyway, that's just to prove that it really is out of date, but it's a tin, so it doesn't matter. Also, the mushrooms will be up today officially, and it says it's a produce of Poland, so this is some exotic mushrooms from Poland, guys. I could have got the British version, but I just for once, for some strange reason, wanted to be unpatriotic to prove to you guys that we can get mushrooms from Poland. Okay. Right, now, what I'm now going to do is I'm now going to do some of the preparation work, okay? So what I'm going to do is I've got here a chopping board, and I've got an onion. I'm not going to use all the onion. I'm going to use about a quarter of it, okay? Because I'm going to have this meal over several days, I think. Right? In the past, I have just cooked them, the whole lot, and then put it all in. I think I might do it actually, I don't know, I haven't made my mind yet. But no, I think I'll just do today's worth, and then I'll worry about another day, okay? Right, so here I have the onion. I'm going to take off the outside skin. There we go. I'm just going to treat this as a bin. I'm going to throw it in the bin. And I'm going to move the rest of this out of the way for now. And now I'm going to put these bits in because they're annoying me. Now, I'm going to chop the onion up. Little pieces. Normally I put my hand in front to guide it, but I'm just trying to show you me doing this quickly. that's it. Not sure what that is, so I'll move that out of the way. I could do a masterpiece, but to be honest, I can't be bothered because I'm only going to be eating it anyway, so... Right. I know it's stating the obvious, but I mean, you know, I don't see much of a real benefit 'cause it's not going in a pie or anything else, it's just going to be eaten. So, right. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is in fact I might actually move the, I'm not just going to put all this, I'm just going to, I might just put the onion on top of here for now, temporarily. Now I'm going to put all of this into here. Okay, camera problems guys, it did go in but the camera stopped. I don't know why things just start playing up when I don't want them to, so anyway, I'm just going to scoop the onion back in so you can see me doing it. This I think needs chopping a bit more. I'm just going to rip that out from my fingers, this will do. Right. Okay. Right, so now I've got the chopped onion. Now, I'm just going to move the main onion part in there. That's the leftover onion for another day. It's just got space at the moment. Now, I'll put that later in with the mushrooms when I've took the mushrooms out. So, now I'm going to open up the mushroom packaging and take out some mushrooms. And I'm going to use this here as the bin, so I'm going to put in there any excess that I don't want. Just a minute. There's probably better ways of doing it, but I'm trying to do this quickly so that you guys can see me cook it quickly, okay? But I'm aware there are better ways of doing this, which lose a lot, which don't waste as much mushroom. Chop the bottom off. I'm just going to put that for now in with the box. I will the container, I'll worry about it later. This is a better way of doing it, when you just peel it straight off, but it takes much longer, unfortunately. So now that goes in the box as well, so I'll put the box there. The trouble for things like this is the preparation usually takes longer than it does to actually cook the thing. Okay, I'm going to put that in there. There's some bits there, so I'm just going to chop them off. bottom off. Chop the bottom off these. Yep. Yep. So that can also go in with them. This is the last one. Just going to double check something. I might forgot to do the stalk part. This, I think, apart from the stalks, I don't personally. I think there may be a way of just washing them, but I prefer to cut them. That'll be okay, I think. Right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm now going to put the unused onion in with this for now, in with the mushrooms, then that'll allow to go back and go in the fridge, I think. Normally I think you don't need to keep mushrooms specifically in the fridge, but as the date's getting the date's technically up today, I might as well. I'm sure that'll be a mistake, but never mind. It says, yes, you meant to slice the mushrooms. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to just put all the excess rubbish in here. So all the rubbish goes into this, which I'm using as a bin, basically. Right. Right, now I'm going to get the mushrooms out of the box. Just the mushrooms. And what I'm going to do is I'm now going to slice them. Right, so now you've got all these pieces. Right, the other ends I'm going to put them in here. I'll use these later. Right, now, right, so I've got the chopped onion, the sliced, and this is the rubbish. I'm treating that as rubbish, which will go later in the bin. I'll keep the plastic container, but I'll put the rest of it in the bin. And, let's see. Okay, I'm going to take a short break, but I will return, so while I see what else needs to be done. Okay, right, now I've got here a Jif lemon bottle, okay? It's something you can buy, and Jif is one of the best brands, okay? My understanding of this, okay? And I did get this recently. It also happened to be fairly cheap because I wasn't interested in a big bottle. I just wanted something which would have some lemon juice in, okay, rather than a lot. Here you'll notice there's something I think you've got to break open, so I'm going to break this off. I've snapped off this plastic piece, and now it should open. And there you go. It's got a hole where you can squirt the lemon out of, okay? You can use real lemons, but often I've used lemon juice, okay? Lemon juice, and Jif is the brand, okay? Right. Okay, so I'm just trying to do any preparation I can. Right, okay, now, what I'm supposed to do now is I'm going to put some butter, but I'm going to use margarine. It says it's just like butter, it's actually cheap margarine. I'm going to just put, there's not much left, I'm just going to put some of it on here. That will do. And put that into the pan. I'm not going to worry about doing a nice job because it will go, when it heats up, it will go into the bottom anyway. I've just guessed it, to be honest. And here I have some olive oil. I'm supposed to use a tablespoon, but to be honest, I'm just going to guess it because I'm going to use 1/4 tablespoon. I'm just going to guess a bit. That'll do. It's actually probably more than I wanted, but never mind. It's difficult sometimes to get things coming out of a pan the way you want. So there you go. That was that. I'll just leave the top on, so it did actually come out. I'll just show, in case anybody didn't see anything coming out, I'm going to put a teeny weeny, oh dear, doesn't help, piece of plastic top. I forgot to put the plastic top back on. There's a dual level, 2 levels of plastic top here. There's this, normally people throw this out when they buy it, but there's a piece of plastic there which goes on there, which goes on the top there, and then finally you've got the cap, which goes on top of the whole thing. But never mind, it's annoying, but I'll worry about it later. Right, so if anything can go wrong, it will. Now, as I said, I'm supposed to heat that up and then add the onion later, but to be honest, I'm just going to add the onion straight away, because I think it will heat up so fast it won't make that much of a difference. So I'm going to add all the onion I can find here. And I'm not worried about some bits I've left, but it doesn't matter because later I'm going to be adding the mushrooms later, and if there's any I've missed, well, they'll be added with the teeny bits I've missed. I'll be added later with the with this. And also, as well as that, you've got to add some garlic. So I've got some garlic powder. They tell you to actually use a clove of garlic crushed. I use garlic powder, or usually, or garlic granules. I don't chop garlic myself, to be totally honest. I'm too lazy. So, no. Typical. Okay. For some reason it's got a bit blocked, so I'm going to have to... Why this has happened I do not know, but it's probably because it's cheap garlic. I have come across this in the past where, you know, you should just be able to shake the thing out, but for some reason it's... I shouldn't have to go through this rigmarole. Especially as I bought this specially for one of them. Right, well, I'm instead going to just... It's so annoying. That doesn't say much for Tesco, does it? You know, I haven't put any water or anything. I've just kept it as best I can, but for some reason it's become a solid block almost. And okay, I've managed to shake some of it. I think there's probably enough garlic there, and hopefully it will sort itself out when I start cooking the thing. Hopefully. I'm going to try... I shouldn't have to do any of this, it should just shake straight out, which is really bad. So especially I put butter in, it's, you know, I was just going to shake it and hope for the best, but I don't think it can go wrong. It will. And that was something I did not suspect going wrong. And it's even perfectly well in date. I mean, I got this specially, and it's in the last few months, so right, and that'll do for the garlic. Oh dear. Right, okay, this is one of the simplest meals to cook, believe it or not. Right, now, I'm now in a moment going to deal with the pasta, okay? So, I have here some farfalle, and I'm going to put that into a saucepan with, and then I'm going to add some boiling water to the saucepan, and then I'm going to take it downstairs and boil it downstairs, okay? But I don't think I'll show you that because it's too much hassle. I don't know, I might do, it depends what I feel like. Okay, anyway, that's that bit. And you should not have to deal with that, you really shouldn't. It's I said, even if after I've scraped the thing, it still looks like a solid block inside, which it shouldn't do. It should be a complete powder. That is terrible. And normally that happens if it's been near water or things like that, but it hasn't. It's been on the table. There's no excuse whatsoever. And when I first bought it, it did come out properly as a powder. Anyway, never mind. Right, now I've got a hot plate. I haven't plugged it in. It's a bit dirty, so I'm going to briefly wash it. I'm using my finger now to try and scrape it. And those people who think I should do some cleaning now and again. I'm going to dry some of that off. I'm trying to do this quickly so it will not be a masterpiece. Because I do use this a lot, truthfully, so I just didn't get round to cleaning it today. So. I'm sure there's better ways of doing it with all manner of fancy chemicals, but frankly this will do for me. It's not, the food doesn't even go anywhere near it, and nor does the saucepan, truthfully. This is just the outside. They always get dirty. I've never worked out why, unless there's an overspill, but sometimes I think it's an overspill of water now and again. That's probably what causes it. Anyway, it's not perfect. I'm sure a lot of fussy women will complain and say, oh my god, it's disgusting, but to be honest, it'll do. So there you go. That's some of the dirt that's on, or whatever it is that's come off. Now, I'm now going to put some boiling water into a saucepan and put the farfalle in, okay? But I've just got that ready because I just wanted to put it on something, okay, that can withstand boiling water. Now I'm actually going to take this downstairs, well, the actual saucepan in a moment, to when I've done the boiling water, just and carry on heating it downstairs while I do things off here, okay, to do two things at once, okay? Right, okay, now at the moment the hot plate is off, so I'm going to pour, I'm not sure pour's the right word, but I'm going to put some of the pasta in. And as you can see, this particular pasta called Farfalle is in the shape of butterfly wings. For those people who aren't used to pasta, okay? Now, I've boiled the kettle, take my word for it. So, here, I'm now going to put boiling water into the saucepan. Now I'm going to put the lid on. And it's got a hole here, a steam hole. You can see it. The metal thing there, that's the steam hole. Push it back a bit. Now I'm going to turn the knob and it's come on. I will later, so I'll do so much up here and then I will later finish it off downstairs, okay? But in the meantime, that's now going to boil, okay? Okay, right, now, I've just taken the saucepan downstairs, okay? So now I'm going to turn it back on again, so I turned it down, so I'm going to turn it back up again. Okay, I've took the saucepan downstairs to finish off, okay? Now, I'm going to put the frying pan on, okay? So here, I've got the butter, and the oil, and the onions, and I'm just going to stir that. So it's got the garlic, the onions, and the butter. I'm not too worried about the butter around the edges because they're going to melt. It'll melt and drip down. And while it's doing that, I'm going to move this out of the way. This is going to be like another disaster that I'm sure is going to happen. Which I should have prepared for earlier. But now I'm going to get the tuna flakes, which as I told you are nearly 2 years out of date, or about a couple of months or so. And it just makes a bit of a mess when I open it, so oh no, I've got it the wrong way around, so I'm going to do that. So on this particular one, the gear goes around the outside like that. And I'll just turn it. Try again. I knew this would happen. So I'm going to put it, opening the can up off camera, I think, because it's some of these tin openers are wearing a bit, and it's starting to open up a bit, so okay, I'll just start a bit further up. starting to do it, so. I can now bend that back. Right, that's that dealt with. I'll deal with that later. In the meantime, there's a lot of watery stuff in there. So I think that's the preservative stuff, so I'll put that back in. I did wash it earlier, so it doesn't matter. There you go. Just leave it for now. Right. Now I'm going to bring this forward again. Now I can stir it more. And now I think it's done, the onions, so what I'm now going to do is I'm now going to put in the onions. Sorry, not the onions, the mushrooms. There you go. I'm going to take my time while I do the mushrooms. I'm going to stop this for a while. Right, now, okay, I think I've done most of the mushrooms for more than a couple of minutes. So now, tells you to put in some cream, okay? So, I've got here some Tesco branded, it says, well, somewhere it's exclusive to Tesco, exclusively at Tesco. Creamfields, single cream, okay? And I think this is dated the 8th of September, so it's still within date. And I'm going to open it up. At least I'm going to try and open it up. I'm going to stir this while I'm doing that. It's typical. Right, I've managed to do it, so okay, right, I managed to pull it, so now, look, I've managed to pull it. So you can now see the cream. I've lifted the lid up. So I'm going to guess it, okay? It says you're meant to use about 250 milligrams, litres, sorry, not milligrams, millilitres, that's about nearly the whole thing. But I'm doing a quarter, so I'm going to guess it, okay? I'm just going to guess it. I think that's about a quarter. So I've just poured roughly a quarter of it in, okay? In case you didn't see it, I'm going to pour just a little teeny bit in. There you go. Oh, so there you go, and now I'm going to stir that in. Now it tells you to leave it for a while for it to thicken. So I'm going to wait for that now to thicken a little bit, okay? I'm not sure how many minutes, but I'll leave it a while, okay? And I'll just keep stirring it while it thickens, okay? And then I will later add the tuna, parsley, lemon juice and some salt and pepper, okay? Okay, right. It's thickened, perhaps a bit too much. So now I'm going to put in a little bit more cream because I think I may have gone downstairs when I was going downstairs. Something I may have overdone it a bit, so I'm going to put some more cream in just to, because I think it's a bit too thick, frankly. And now Also, the pan's very hot, so while I'm doing that, I'm now going to put in about a quarter of the tuna. So I'm going to guess about a quarter of the tuna. I'm just going to put it straight in. I meant to mash it up, even though I think it already is. I'm going to stir that round. And while I'm doing that, I'm also meant to put in here I've got some salt. You just have to take my word for it that salt is coming out. I don't know if you can see it, but salt is genuinely coming out. Also got some pepper here, so this is a pepper. I don't think it said black pepper, so I've just got normal pepper. Yep, it just says pepper, so I'm assuming it's normal pepper, so I'm going to stir that up. Now, I've also got some parsley. So I'm going to open the parsley lid up. I'm just going to stir in the parsley now. And finally, I add some lemon juice. So here's the jiff lemon I showed you earlier. I'm going to lift this open. This is a little hole. I squirt the get this side, you might be able to see it. There you go. I'm not sure how much lemon juice, I'm just guessing it. I can't easily measure it when they come out of that, so it says a tablespoon of lemon juice. I probably might put in too much, but it'll do for now. It's difficult to work out what a quarter of a tablespoon would be. So, okay. I believe now that is all the ingredients used, okay? So now what I'm going to do is, I think that is now done pretty much. And so now I'm going to do the pasta. Now, I'm not sure how easy it's going to even be to film what I'm about to do, because I'm going to try and drain the pasta. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the drained pasta in with here. Now, I think you're supposed to put it all into a saucepan. The idea is, I think, is to drain the pasta and then put the pasta, all of this into a saucepan with the drained pasta, and then mix it together. But I'm going to instead mix it all in the frying pan, because it's just for filming reasons, okay? Because it's a saucepan I used earlier, which I don't really want to get dirty, or not dirty is not the right word, but I don't want to get mixed up with weird food and have, because it's just a particular saucepan I like to keep clean, just for things where, you know, nothing ever, it doesn't get like, have, you know, things like this mixed with it, you know, it's just peas or potatoes or usual things, you know. So occasionally I have done things in it like mashed potato, but okay. So now I'm going to warm this for a while. I just want to check it. It seems okay. I probably could give a bit more. I'm just going to give it so it comes on slightly, and now I'm going to try and deal with boiling water. So I'll move this out of the way. I'll probably take this downstairs, take the one upstairs, show you it just so I can swap the. I'll see anyway how I go. I just thought I can move this out of the way, so I can move it out of the way and film it in a different way. So just thought, okay, right. Right, okay, right, and now I have a saucepan here, which I had from downstairs, which was cooking the pasta. I've now put a colander, well, I don't know if the colander is the right word, but normally it'd be a colander if it was a bowl, but something, a strainer, so I'm going to strain the pasta through this. And I've put it in below, there's another saucepan, okay, so and so I've got another saucepan below it, just so the water will go into the saucepan instead. And now what I'm going to do is I'm now going to just a minute. Now, just going to spin around a bit. I'll probably overheat it, to be honest, but you know, this is the problem you have when you're trying to film things. And all of that. As I said, it's meant to be done in a saucepan, but I'm going to do it in a frying pan. And add some of the water. As I think it's a bit too dry, to be honest, and as I said, normally it is a lot more creamier than this. So if it ever goes dry, I add water or more cream. Okay, I said I can do it. I've done this many times, but it's just not with filming, truthfully. So, and often I've done it. I've done a whole week's worth in one go, and then if it goes dry, which it usually does when it's left in the fridge, I've done the whole mixture. I'm just adding water the next day, so I'm used to adding water to, you know, solve the problem essentially. If it boiling dry or getting dry in the fridge. As I said, normally I would do this in a saucepan, but my own reasons for now, and because I'm filming it and because of the way I needed a saucepan just to boil the water and other stuff, I'm doing it like this. So there you go. This is now pretty much finished, okay? It just now needs to go onto a plate. I'm just going to stir it around for a while. Normally I might have also considered putting a bit more cream in, but it would do for now. So I spent enough time on this, truthfully. So now in a minute I will put this onto a plate. I've just left it for a while. I'm going to take the other saucepans downstairs and other things downstairs, and then I'll put it onto a plate. Okay. Okay, so now I have the frying pan. And now I'm just simply going to scoop all of it onto the plate. There you go. I'm just going to scoop off the spatula. And that spatula's always been brown at the end. I don't know why, but it just has been for a long time. So there you go, you can't clean it, it just stays the way it does. So right, there you go. And I've also switched off and unplugged the hot plate, so there you go. Right, so now I'm going to try and eat this. Right, this should be interesting. Right. Now. Okay guys, so now I'm going to try and eat it, okay? So here's the plate. I don't think I really need a knife. If I've got a knife here just in case, but I don't think I'll need it. So I'm going to try and knife there. Well, it is very hot. It's a bit drier than I would have liked. I've probably overcooked it, but it's difficult trying to do a lot of things at once while you're filming. Sometimes it can be an art realising how much cream you need, and sometimes you need to add more cream and it starts to evaporate too quickly. It is very juicy, but you can't taste much of the cream, so a lot of it's evaporated. I said I have had this many times. I'm going to see now the pasta. Once it's been cooked, it sort of comes out more. Here you see the pieces of mushroom. And I know I've made it look really hard, but it's one of the easiest meals to cook when you haven't got a camera to deal with. Truthfully. And for anybody from far distant lands who doesn't know, pasta is an Italian food, so you could argue this is theoretically an Italian dish, but I don't know if it really is, because I don't know if they eat tuna in Italy, to be honest. But if you have access to these ingredients, then it's a very simple, juicy dish to cook. It doesn't really require a lot of skill, and it's just a matter of putting things into a frying pan and stirring them, basically. Boiling some pasta and boiling water, so I've very nearly finished it now, so Okay, very nearly finished, and normally I would use a knife for this, so I'm going to... Now I'm going to use a knife to push what's left onto the fork. Just a minute. Normally I wouldn't eat it with a knife, but it's easy I want, so there you go. There you go. Pretty much finished, okay? I don't like wasting food, so I can get the rest of it up with my fingers. It's extremely slovenly and uncouth, but, you know, I just don't like wasting food, okay? It's alright. There you go, guys, and just to remind you, oh dear. That is what it's supposed to be like, okay? In the book. Let me stop. Maybe your thing might just stay where it is. So there you go, and that's what it's supposed to look like in the book, okay? Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.